In Holland, I had a feeling that I was for years really stuck. I did my thing, and everybody said that I did it well. I was a saleswoman, and then after that I was sick, and then again something happened. Everything came together, and I started to change my life completely, and I didn't know where to start. I started with, I was afraid of traveling by my own, being by my own. That was the difficult part. So I started to go alone 2 days in my country to a hotel in a nature that I could walk for a while and just be by my own. And I really was proud that I could do that, and I thought by myself, when I can do this, I can maybe go to Barcelona next year. And I did that, and then I met a taxi driver, and he told me about Guatemala, and I thought, wow, Guatemala may be something for me too, to learn the language. And so I thought the whole year about it, and at the end I did. And I went to Guatemala, and I was really it was really a big thing for me to do. And immediately when I was there, I was in love with the country. I was really emotional when I was on my hotel room, for example. Sometimes I cried, and I didn't know why. And when people ask me why did you were so emotional, I think that it was also because the people just said hello to me without reason. And looked at me, and I had the feeling that I was really seen on a really nice way. So I thought, I want to live here somewhere. And then I thought, yeah, live here somewhere, what are you going to do? So I went back the year after that to Panama, to Costa Rica, and I had the same feeling. And so I decided the year after that to sell everything and to just take my backpack with me and traveled for 6 months. That was my plan. And throughout Central America, I started in Cuba, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Salvador, and Honduras. And I thought I have to stay and then choose a place to live. But I thought maybe it's good to stay in Costa Rica because there's more work. I was really wanted some certainty or some security, which you don't have, of course. And then I was I remember that I was coming into Granada, and then they said, oh, this is the most beautiful place from Nicaragua. And I thought, oh, if this is the most beautiful place of Nicaragua, then I'm staying here 3 days, and then I'm then I'm gone. Because that was my first impression, really, really strange. And then I stayed, and I wanted to go, and then I met somebody else, and I stayed, and then I really had to go. I thought, I want to go to Honduras, I want to see more. And then I met Rolene, a friend of mine, she just started a soup kitchen, and I wanted to do something like that. So she said, no, you have to stay a couple of days more, and you have to see this and that. So I stayed more, and then after a week I decided to go to Honduras finally. And then I decided during my travel to Salvador and Honduras that I had to go back to Nicaragua and Granada, because for me it was a sign. I couldn't move, and I just met there the most people. And I could do things here. I could work in a project, and I could drink a cappuccino, and I could talk with the people, and I didn't have to buy a car, and a lot of adventures. And it was not too expensive. And I love the people. I really love the people. I'm now having a pet sitting walking service. It was an idea from a friend of mine because I love to walk, and I do that anyway. And I'm working for a project who helping street dogs. So I thought, yeah, why not? So I just said it to a lot of people, and so bit by bit I get more people who are saying, yeah, walk my dog. And it's just because I like to do it a lot. I'm walking to the lake, and I'm helping in a project from Donna Tabor. It's She's from States. Building New Hope is the name of her foundation. She does a lot for street dogs. A lot for street dogs. And I help my friend in the soup kitchen. I do what I can, not too much anymore. For 9 months I went there every day, but I do now only some administration and the finance, so a little bit. What I want was not separate myself, but being. I wanted to be in Nicaragua, not in a community with other Dutch people or whatever. So I lived for a year outside the center, and I lived only with Nika people, or how do you say that, Nicaraguense. And I had a lot of noise in my house because it was open and they are all the time. It was a working neighborhood, so they were sitting all the time before my house. But they learned me to have patience, and sometimes I wanted to kill them. And then I thought, okay, and then I saw on their faces that they looked at me like, are we making noise? For them it was like, and I thought, no, it's just my perception of it's just my idea of noise. For them it's just normal. They all do that instead of their houses and talking. So I thought by myself, you want to live in Nicaragua, so you live in Nicaragua and just take the good with the bad. I love them also when I had those things in every day. But I wanted to learn something from them. I had that immediately when I was in Guatemala, and I think that they have a simpleness, and some people see that as insulting. For me, it's a big compliment. For me, I see it as a compliment. And I think maybe I want to learn that or other things, because I think in my country there's such a hurry. I think we lost something somewhere. And in a lot of people's eyes, those people have not a lot. But I think they have a lot. They have a lot. And that doesn't mean that I don't want them, that they have more money or more things. But actually, I'm so glad that I made the decision. I'm really, really glad. I feel more relaxed. I feel more myself. And I think that they are really a big part of that. Yeah. And they are just themselves. They are just themselves. They do nothing special. But what nice is also, because I love to talk with the people, and they are all the time saying hola, and everybody knows you, and that's nice. That's really nice. Yeah. I think when people want to come to this place, I really think, don't think too much, and just go maybe once and feel, and just also talk with the people, not only go in restaurants and do the normal stuff what you do on holiday. Yeah, of course a lot of people have different vacations, but and feel if it's something for you, and not only think it's cheap or I can do this or that, because the world is big, you can find other places. But I think when you feel comfortable, then there's something is coming up when you are here. You feel comfortable, you talk with the people, you love the people, and they are saying something to you, and one day comes maybe and you think, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Because not everybody has to start here a soup kitchen. That's idiot. That's not a good idea. No. I didn't know the first time that I was in Guatemala how to explain. And then I came to a point that I thought, I don't have to explain them anything, because when I'm explaining that it's so nice and that the people are so nice, and then maybe somebody's coming with me and said, is this what you're talking about the whole time? This is not, I don't feel it. So So it's maybe just without having a lot of expectations, come to here. And I think definitely that there may be people coming here, and if they don't feel anything, they really think, I don't know what they are saying, and that's okay too, because they can go to another place, and then it has to be like that. That's good. Yeah. If you only come for nature and being on your own property and have the silence and don't want to have anything or anybody that's coming to interrupt you, then it's maybe better to go to Costa Rica, because they have more resorts, or you call it resorts. This is more authentic for me. It's more rough. Still is. Maybe after your program it's going to change, but I think if you are too attached to a lot of luxurious things, I mean, there are some luxurious shops in brands, also in the Metro Centro in Managua. Also, you can do that. You can go there, but I mean, in Granada there's not a lot of stuff that you can buy, or everything is there, but very simple. And so you have to, the willingness to change a little bit, to learn or to see something as a challenge when it's not 100% that you thought it would be, or like that. If you don't have that you think, no, I have this idea and I want that it's going to be like that, it's maybe better to take another country. Because why torture yourself